YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we are going to be talking about starting to change our life for 2017. Last week we did a video on goal setting, and this week we're going to continue that with schedules. So I talk to people all the time about whether or not they believe in the power of written goals. And every time everyone says, yes, they absolutely believe in the power of writing down your goals. I think all of us intuitively know that if we write it, if we see it, if we get it straight in our heads, that we will be more mindful in trying to acquire those goals. So even though I may not be thinking about it every single day, I'm thinking about it subconsciously, I'm looking at it, and then when decisions come my way, or when people ask me, well, what is it you're trying to do? I'm not like, don't really know. You have a game plan. You have actions that you plan on taking in order to achieve that game plan. You can speak to people about it. You can see opportunities where you wouldn't have seen them had you not known what you were going for. So I hope, if nothing else, that I have at least imparted some of that fact that goal setting is extremely important. It just makes me sad that while most people know that, very, very few people will take the time to watch these videos, will take the time to sit down and write out their goals. Research has shown that people that write down their goals significantly accomplish much more than people that do not write down their goals. And so with that in mind, I do these videos every single year in hopes of helping you build not only the lifestyle you want to make you happier as a person, but also to kick your business to the next level. There are 5 things that I wanted to tell you today. Number 1, keep them few in number. Productivity studies have shown that you really can't focus on more than 5 to 7 items at a single time. So that's about the number where you need to stay to not feel overwhelmed at the number of goals that you're trying to hit. So I wanted to take a minute. You've seen this. This was my big rocks. And if you'll see, there's only a few big things in my life that absolutely require my focus all the time. And then we made our goal sheets, if you did your homework. And our goal sheets, we listed like 13 different categories. This got me thinking about my physical self, my emotional self, my friendships, my spiritual life, everything. I boiled it down to really 5 areas that I was going to focus on as a person. 6 areas that I decided I was going to focus on next year. And that was my business, because that's kind of the key to my financial. A lot of my goals aren't money oriented, but they're experience oriented, which I need money for. My health, because without that, I have nothing. My family, of course. My home, because I'm responsible for maintaining my home and making sure it's, it feels great for everyone that lives here. Homeschool, which is also a responsibility area of mine. I want to do a good job teaching my kids. And the last one is I want to be the best me that I can be. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be grumpy. I don't want to be so busy with my business that I'm not a mom and a wife and a friend. So I always want to strive to be the best me that I can be every day. And number 2, make them SMART. We talked about SMART goals, which is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. The third thing is a huge power in writing down your goals, because when you write them down, you start to develop plans in order to achieve your goals. There's a great book that goes more in depth about that than I can do today, and it is Write It Down and Make It Happen. Number 4, review them all the time. Like I said, I keep mine right in front of my computer, and I'm constantly drinking my coffee and sitting back in my chair, kind of taking a break from the work and looking at that board. Because while writing down is powerful, the real juice is in reviewing them all the time. That's what turns them into reality. Now you can read them daily, weekly, monthly, whatever works for you. I personally glance at them at least once a week, but it's more every day. I'm looking at them every day as I write my power list for the morning, I'm asking myself, what can I do today to further my 6 goals that I'm currently working on? And it gets us excited about our future. It gets us hopeful about where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing. And it's just powerful to watch yourself accomplish them. And number 5, share them with a group of people that will help you. I say share selectively because you don't want anyone that might add a negative connotation to your goals. You don't want well-meaning people to tell you, oh, you can't do that, and why would you do that? That's silly. You want a few people that will support you and encourage you and help you. Maybe they are people, hopefully there's a few of them that you have in your circle that are ahead of you, or that where you are wanting to be, so that you can ask them questions and you can learn from them and you can mirror them until you've arrived there. Here's a link to an article in Psychology Today, and it tells you that people that goal set really do live happier and more meaningful lives. You don't have written goals. Let me be the one to encourage you to have them done before 2017. It really only does take a couple of hours in a quiet room to sort through what can have an impact on you and your business for years. Schedule is the most important part of everything that we are going to be talking about with goal setting and planning and getting ourselves organized for 2017. Whatever you have set up for yourself as being really important, all of these things, I can say they're important until I'm blue in the face, but unless I'm actually paying time and attention to these items on a daily basis, I'm not going anywhere with it. The way that we get to the end goals that we have set for ourselves, so this is the end of 2017, is by taking small steps towards our goals through our schedule. Me, when I was going through all my icky times, I really wanted to change my life. So they weren't little tiny goals. These were big, hairy, scary goals that I created for myself. And I am living proof. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I didn't like where I was. And so I set out with a pen and paper for the very first time and wrote down what I wanted my life to look like, believing that I could actually change it. And the great thing is that I did. I did change it, and you can change it. And these goals are the vehicle that will get you from where you are now to where you want to be. Make business plans all the time. You have milestones and you have quarter reports, and you constantly are analyzing where you are, where you want to be, how you're doing, and the health of your business. I don't understand why sometimes entrepreneurs don't feel that that applies to them. I feel it applies to us more because we have to hold ourselves accountable so much more, because we don't have that base of people around us. We don't have management, always watching us. We're at home for the most part, and we're doing a lot of our work, just with ourselves to, reflect ideas on. So I think it's even more important to make sure that we have ironclad goals in place, and then we have an ironclad schedule in place so that we are actually obtaining those goals, not just talking about them. There's 3 things I want you to remember when we're talking about our schedule. The first thing is to protect the basics, eliminating the non-essentials. The third thing is your power to-do list. Just take a coffee break with myself. I think about my goals, I think about my schedule, and I think about the day. If I have any appointments that are scheduled that are must-dos, anything that is critical to the day, I write it on that power list. It's my entire day. I do this every day, so it directs my weeks, which turn into months, which turn into years. And that way, just a few minutes every day really sets the tone to being productive, to being efficient, and to making sure that I hit all my milestones. I'm going to put this worksheet on the Amazon 360 Facebook group, and you could just print it off and create your own, just kind of fill in the squares that we have here. And these are going to be blank. So over here you have the hours. This is 5 a.m. You can put it in 30-minute increments or an hour increment. I like to block my time, meaning that I like to work on one subject at a time. I feel like if I bounce back and forth, I lose a lot of efficiency with my work. Another trick is to tackle the most difficult task first. If you put the things that you really dislike doing at the beginning of your day, you feel great. You want to divide the task into smaller tasks. You tend to get overwhelmed when you put these giant projects ahead of you. So, you just kind of feel like you don't know where to start or what to do first. If you feel like that, it's because you have not broken it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. If you need to organize the entire kitchen at lunchtime, you don't want to put that. You just want to put which one drawer you're going to work on, which one cupboard you're going to work on, and then you'll methodically go through it. So every day it will have a different cabinet until in 2 weeks time the whole kitchen is newly organized. Because when you look at your day, you think, okay, I can do that. I can hit the junk drawer today. It's when you think about doing the entire kitchen that it feels overwhelming. You procrastinate, you don't know where to start, so your day ends and you haven't touched anything. The third thing that I do is I set a midday alarm, and there's nothing worse to me when the day ends and I realize I haven't accomplished a single freaking thing. I hate that. So I avoid this by setting an alarm, or in my case, I take my lunchtime. So at the end of lunch, which is about 1 o'clock, I assess how many things I did on my list that I meant to attend to. And I can look at this and be like, oh man, like I'm having a bad day. This is not going as I planned. And so I can reschedule the remainder of my afternoon and shift it around so that I can take care of those big things, the most important things right after lunch, kind of reprioritize, get that second cup of coffee, and just kind of regroup for your afternoon. Where you feel like you're just not being productive, there's a neat little trick. You just set your timer for 10 minutes and you frantically try to race the clock to get X done before the timer goes off. Now we're going to take all of those tasks that we had on our goal sheet, our top 6, and we're going to plug them in first, because there are glass balls, there are big rocks, they're the things that we want to make sure gets our attention every single day. Here are my top 6 things that I am focusing on in 2017. Plugged each one of them in. So the house, I have times where I have straightened the downstairs in my house. I'm checking the kids' tours, which is also the house. On Saturday, I do my deep clean or my house project. So my house is now in my schedule. This alone time, this is my hour here. Then we have health. So for me, I'm working out. I'm training for a half marathon right now. So I have time every single day where I'm hitting the gym. So this is how you're setting up your schedule. Yours is going to look totally different than mine based on what areas that you're working on. I have this in my office and I have this in my house, both on a cork board. So everybody, all the kids know what to expect. I know what to expect, because this is the meat. This is if you're going to hit your goals or you're not going to hit your goals at the end of the year. This is where the action for all of this. So as these change, I will have to come back in here and change my schedule. Okay, now I'm just going to show you a list of apps that can help you with this. I'm going to leave it up to you to go and explore these and see what fits your personality and what doesn't. As these are scrolling across the screen, I wanted to remind you that the expert in anything was once a beginner. So if there is someone that you know that you're really looking at like, man, I wish I was where they were, you have to know that they were once starting out at the beginning too. So whatever it is that you really desire for 2017, please, please, please go for it. Begin, start, make that first step towards all your big goals. After everything that we talked about today, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And this schedule that we are putting together is really vital, because this is how we are going to put it into action and make it a reality. Well, guys, that's today's video. I hope it was helpful to you, and I really, really hope that you will take this seriously and create a goal list and a schedule for yourself. Also, I would love to hear your comments down below under the video in the comment section. Please tell me how it's going, what your obstacles are, if you've had any aha moments that you want to share with everybody. And I hope everybody will comment on everybody else's message and make it more like not just me commenting, because after all, we are a YouTube family. I really care about you guys, and I want you to be successful in 2017. Also, if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button because that does help me out. And I look forward to talking to you next video. Bye, guys.